Hello, gorgeous souls. Welcome back to another episode of the Lucky From Within podcast. I'm really excited to talk about this particular topic today because talking about decisions, and if you're listening to this when I release this YouTube podcast episode, then it is that time of year where it is the new year. We are entering into a whole new year, which is really, really powerful energy. And it's also such a interesting one as well, because as you deepen this work and this understanding, it's just like, and you realize that at any single moment you can shift into a whole new timeline and have ultimately this new beginning. But it's also this beautiful energy where a whole collective shift is happening because everyone is getting on board that train and they are shifting into new times, essentially, if we are deciding to. And that's what I really want to talk about today is decisions and the decisions that we make, because this is such a powerful topic because we know how important our decisions are, right? And where we are making those decisions from, and the decisions that we make ultimately lead us to the reality that we desire or to the reality that we've always experienced. So in today's episode, I really want to talk about some really powerful decisions that I have made that have led me to creating and manifesting the life that I truly, absolutely love, and manifesting my dream reality. And like what I spoke about on last week's episode, highly recommend listening to that one if you feel called, because I actually went through how I manifested, like the process that I used to manifest everything that I desired in 2024, so that you can use that as well to manifest what it is that you desire in 2025. But it also starts with this really powerful decision. So I truly believe that I am a powerful decision maker. And some of the decisions that I have made have been acts of faith, have been decisions from the fourth dimension rather than the 3D dimension. And they have led me and have been a catalyst in attracting the life that I now experience and manifesting everything that I desired in 2024. So see how I decided that I was a powerful decision maker, right? We're not all born powerful decision makers. We become and step into and decide that we are. So it's all in the decision. It's all in deciding that 2025 is going to be the best year yet. It is all in the decision that you are a powerful manifester. It is all in the decision that you are going to attract everything that you desire. It's in the decision and the assumption that it just is. So I invite you to decide and declare right now that 2025 is going to be the best year yet that you have experienced, that you are aligned with your desires, that you are going to be experiencing everything that you put on your vision boards for this year. And again, I highly recommend listening to the free event that I held all around shifting to a new timeline and creating the vision board for 2025. So this is the process that I used to actually shift into the timeline of my desires in 2024. And now I'm gifting that for you as well. Like it really should be a paid masterclass, but it's really, really powerful. And I wanted to allow everyone to be in that energy and to allow you to experience that shift of vibration into the new timeline. Because we talk about alignment. Alignment is such a interesting word because it's a word that's, really thrown out there, become aligned or, feel aligned. But it's really asking the question of like, what are you aligned to? Are you aligned to the reality that you've always experienced? Or are you aligned to the new timeline and the vision board that you would love to experience? So it's really asking your question of what are you aligned to? And often alignment is, represented as, feeling happy and feeling joyful. But if alignment meant being happy and joyful, then everyone would be experiencing their vision board reality. Then everyone would be in this overflow of abundance and attracted everything that they desired. But that's just not the case, right? We have the happiest people who are in realities that they do not love and enjoy. So alignment is truly about who we be. It's about our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, beliefs about ourselves, the beliefs about the world. It's our identity, it's our consciousness. And I talk about consciousness, identity a lot. This is what I teach in my programs, my courses. And it is such a powerful tool because that is when you are aligned with the new reality rather than with the old reality. And when we're talking about decisions, the really powerful concept and what really changed the game for me was actually understanding the difference between decisions that are aligned with the 3D, with your current reality, and decisions that are aligned with the 4th D, so with the reality that you want to experience. Because they are totally different decisions, right? We can make a decision based on our limitations, our current circumstances, and what we are experiencing right now. So we look at our bank account and we make a decision based on that, right? Or we look at our time commitments right now and we make a decision based on that. And what I have learned and what really, really helped me manifest the life that I desired in 2024 and previous years as well is actually making decisions that were aligned with the new reality, aligned with the version of me who is already experiencing that new reality. So for an example, I think I used this example as well in the last episode, was the example of when I decided to move to Bali in this year, so in April this year. We had just came back from a beautiful ski trip in Japan, my partner and I. And I flew back the day, a few days after I received this intuitive hit to make the decision to move to Bali. And if I was looking at my external reality and making the decision from that space, it would have been super limited and I would not have made that decision because if I looked at my bank account and what that was sitting at, because we had just been skiing in Japan, we just had a beautiful time over there and exploring Tokyo and all the things. If I had decided to make a decision based on my 3D, then I wouldn't have trusted my intuition and I would have said no to that intuitive hit. But I decided to make the decision based on the version of me who was living in the reality, in the vision board that I created at the beginning of the year, right? So I was making the decision from the 4th D. So when I'm talking about the 4D, I'm talking about the 4th dimension, the quantum realm, where every single timeline already exists. So there was already a timeline where I was experiencing my desires. And one of my desires was to go to Bali, was to have that beautiful solo trip, was to experience living in another country. And because that was already a timeline, I could tap into that with the fourth D. And I asked myself in that moment, what would the decision be from the version of me who is already living in that new reality? What decision would they make? What decision would I make if I had already attracted what I desired? If I had already attracted the money that I desired? If I had already attract the business success to go over there and live in Bali? And I was, staying, and I desired to stay in some incredible luxurious places, right? So it wasn't like I was going over there and being like, oh, have $2 noodles and stay in a place which was like $30 a night. No, it was, I desired to have that luxurious experience. I desired to train at a gym that was, $150 a week. I decided to stay in this beautiful luxurious villa that was, a few $100s a night. So it was all of these pieces that I desired, and I could have made that decision based on what I was currently experiencing and the limitations in my 3D reality, or I could make the decision based on who I would be when I was already living in that desired reality. And when I made that decision to book the ticket to Bali, I think I booked it like literally a week after we got back from Japan. And I booked the Bali flight, booked my accommodation, all of those things with the assumption that I already had the business success. I already had, the finances and the abundance and all of the things, right? And it's such a powerful thing. I honestly believe that a lot of my manifestations have come in because I have made decisions from that version of me rather than my current version of me and my current circumstances. And when I did that, it was like the whole universe lined up to give me exactly what I wanted. So the money came in, clients came out of nowhere. I had the biggest month within my business. And this was all a result of actually going first. Because so often, and I was definitely this person who said, I need to see the evidence first. I need to see the money in my bank account first before I book the flights to go. Like, I want to see the money in my bank before I go look at the open homes or, whatever it is. And I had that mindset because I studied 7 years of science at university. And we are conditioned to believe that we need to have evidence first before we can believe in the new reality and make that decision, right? But it is a learned behavior, and we get to decide and change our mind and believe something that actually benefits us. So I decided to change my mind, even though 7 years of uni, and we had to actually literally say, here's the evidence, here's the scientific backing of why I'm prescribing this and why I'm doing this for clients, XYZ. We actually had to have the evidence, the support, the physical evidence before we could actually make a decision. So it's reversed, right? When we're manifesting, it's reversed because we have to act in faith. We have to act in that knowing and make decisions in that knowing that that reality is already ours, that our desires are already ours. And I do this all of the time as well when it comes to investing in myself within my business. Recently, I decided to manifest in my business mentor that I have currently, and my manifestation coach, business mentor, beautiful soul. And I knew my intuition was like, you need to do this now. And I didn't have the physical evidence. I didn't have the money sitting in my bank account ready to go. But I decided that, of course, I'm making this decision in the assumption that my business is absolutely going to blow up in 2025, that I will be that millionaire in my 3D reality. I trust that that is going to happen. So I made that decision to invest multiple 5 figures. And, I've done this before, and it is such a powerful place to come at. But a lot of the time we don't make that decision because what is the underlying assumption? That we're not actually going to be successful. We don't trust ourselves to actually create that money back tenfold. So it's actually looking at your underlying assumptions of why you don't believe that reality is going to happen. Because if you believed your business was going to blow up, if you believed that you would attract everything that you desired, you would make that decision from that space. So it's looking at all of those underlying fears and doubts and rewiring those so that you can make that decision, so then in turn you manifest everything that you desire. Because manifesting everything that you desire doesn't just, come from, sitting at home and being on your couch or, just visualizing harder. It comes from who you be. It comes from embodying that elevated version of you and making decisions from that space. And that is when everything changes. And that is when you're going to manifest absolutely everything that you desire in your 3D reality. Because there's already a version of you living in that reality. So it is your birthright to experience that. And I'm so excited to hear all of these powerful decisions that you are making in the new year to elevate into the reality of your wildest dreams. So until next time, beautiful souls, bye.